Hi, my name is Paige, and I'll be your host for the Great American Spotlight. The Great American Spotlight is all about giving recognition to talented great Americans doing great things all across this nation. Right now, Tracey Dukes is in the spotlight. So who is Tracey Dukes? Tracey Dukes is an upcoming actor who is making his name known in the entertainment industry. He reps Queens, New York, and has been finding success showing America his talent in major roles for movies, music videos, and print. His acting credits have put him to work on projects with Megan Good, Robert Thompson, Loretta Devine, Vivica A. Fox, Desmond Faison, and Tamara Bass. His first national attention in the spotlight came from being a model. He was a professional model for 5 years since he was 18 years old. His modeling credits include the Source magazine, multiple campaigns for Sean John, and the Rip the Runway annual fashion show on BET television network. As a model, he has posed with Beyonce. He was also lead in Estelle's music video for Thank You. Tracey Dukes starred in the movie Killing Lazarus. It was just released this year, August 2015. He plays Lazarus, the hot-headed, shoot first, ask questions later, best friend to a drug dealer. It was an African-American crime drama. It had all the themes that a great crime drama should have. It had the themes of loyalty, respect, streets, hope, friendship, heartache, lust, and sex, all wrapped up in a small box. The film has an incredible twist that guarantees people will be hitting the rewind button. Also, check out Tracey in another starring role for the online TV show, All That Matters. Tracey Dukes did an over-the-phone interview with our show creator, Brian Thompson. I'm going to roll some of that video for you.
And where were you born? Just start some background questions first.
Born in Queens, New York. Born and raised in Queens, New York. That's where I'm from.
Okay, that's where you're from, and is that where you live at now?
Nah, I've been in LA for the past 5 years now.
Alright, so I guess, I was looking at the, Internet Movie Database website. It looks like that it started your professional acting career on there. It starts in 2011. Is that about right, or were you doing stuff before that?
I've been acting around the business my entire life. My father does stage technician, local one, back in New York. So I've always been around it. I've done 2 NYU student films by the time I was 10.
Okay.
I started writing plays really young on, but I didn't really dive into it professionally until later on in life because I started modeling at 18. I modeled when I was 18 for urban companies in New York, Sean John campaigns. I worked with Beyonce, the fashion weeks of New York and Miami, and I was modeling for about 5 years. And I just decided to move out to LA one day. Really, it's something that I've always wanted to do was pursue my acting career. And so many people told to me and just kind of like put it in my head. But I was like, hey, you need to be in LA. That's where it's at.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna give it a try. Just up and moved. When I was in New York, I was actually the last job that I had in New York. I was a model for Sean John. Making really good money and more. And what happened was I ended up pulling my hamstring during a recreational flag football game.
Okay.
And if you do fit modeling, I don't know if you're familiar with what you need to stand all day. So I couldn't stand all day and do my job. You know, the doctor told me I needed about a month off. So when I took that month off, Sean John told me it was okay and he got me there, understood. But I know it's a business. And when I was healed, they told me, my boss said to me, we have you covered for the next few weeks, so you can go ahead and take your time. And from that point on, I kind of knew that I had lost my job.
Okay.
So when she told me that the next day is when I left, I was like, you know what? That's a sign. And she never called me back to say, well, you know, can you come in or nothing like that. So I actually when I moved, and just try to make it happen.
Gotcha. Well, let's turn to something else that's even more recent. 2015. Tell me about this film coming out called Killing Lazarus. What's that all about? In your role in that?
Killing Lazarus is my baby project. I came together with a friend who's also a director, Desmond Faison. We played together in the 18 flag football league out in the Valley, and that's how we met actually on the football field. It's being executive produced and presented by Issa Rae, who has a YouTube channel. I'm sure you've heard of Issa Rae's work on Black Girl and things like that. Also, it's being brought to you by Dawn Payment, the six guys who do the comedy group. They've written for Comedy Central. They have sketches all over YouTube, things of that nature. And also Think Films, FINC Films. And Killing Lazarus, it's a urban great tale of two friends that had a friendship bonded out of a necessity when they were children, and growing up together and kind of getting in the drug game. It's got a nice heavy twist to it. I play Lazarus in the film Killing Lazarus.
Okay.
I'm the hothead. Film is already out. It's on Vimeo on demand. You can rent it at killinglazarus.com. It's a lot in the film, but it's gripping. It's an urban tale. It's been compared to some of Petro Brooklyn's finest meets Dead Presidents. My character Lazarus has been, from the audience, they have said he has like a Tupac and Juice type of feel, or Lonzo and Training Day type of feel. It's really I think some of my strongest work to date actually, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud to be in this film.
Right. All right. So the next thing I see is you do a lot of television. I guess guest starring in roles on a lot of different TV shows. All that matters is one of them. You play a character called Kevin Walters, right?
Yeah, All That Matters was an online web series that we presented to World Star Hip Hop. It was World Star Hip Hop's first online scripted content. Wasn't like a bunch of fighting and things like that. It was executive produced by Megan Good and also Tamara Bass, who played Peanut and Baby Boy. Yeah, and Tamara Bass pretty much wrote and directed it, also starred in it. Megan Good helped out with producing and also directing a few episodes. I played the lead in it, opposite of Tamara Bass. We did 5 episodes of that. We were supposed to do 10, but it didn't come back for World Star. But I believe that Tamara had some things in the workings.
What's the most rewarding part of being an actor?
To finally see that final product, that final work being presented, I think that's probably the most rewarding part. Just, that and having people see your work, and especially having people see a character that you've done and they're fully embodied. Like they don't even see you as yourself. And I think a lot about Killing Lazarus. My father saw there was a screening for Killing Lazarus in LA and New York. And again, I'm from New York, so I sent my father to the New York screening and my uncle. And immediately after the show, they called me and told me that they didn't recognize me in the film.
That's something right there.
They didn't recognize Tracey in the film. They only saw Lazarus. And for me, that was probably the most rewarding compliment I've ever gotten in the 5 years that I've taken this craft seriously and really truly dived into it and dove into it and truly embodied the artistry. I think that might be the most rewarding, most uplifting compliment that I've gotten, especially from someone so close like my father. It wasn't someone that just met me and, you know, didn't really have any understanding of who I am. It was a man that was a part of raising me. You know, like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was really big for me.
So let me ask you one more thing, because when you was talking about that, you was talking about, you know, everything that you put into your work, and the actors put into it, and the time and the pace. I want to talk about the hard work that you put in to your craft. You've been, you say you've been in LA for the last 5 years, and you know, tell me about that work ethic, that drive, or you know, what you've been doing to get your jobs, you know, the hard work. So let me hear a little bit about that.
Oh, man, I mean, it's almost comical at times. You know, a lot of people praise you, and I think this is one of the things that modeling prepared me for, was the hard work. You know, I remember when I first started modeling, I didn't really get my first big job until like a year in, and it was for the Source magazine, and everybody, you know, I'm from the hood, so everybody in the hood seen it. And everybody was running up to me, man, you on, you rich, you made it. And I'm like, no, actually I got maybe $200 for that spread, but it's about the next job, I'm thinking about the future. Excuse me, it allows a tear sheet in my portfolio book. But I feel that to say that, you know, a lot of people only see the one yes that you receive, but they never see the 100 no's that you received already, you know, and that is what I think is really the ultimate test and the ultimate analogy of how this business is. You know, people will praise you for that one no that you got, but they don't see the 100 no's that you got prior to that one yes. And you know, it can be discouraging. You know, it can definitely be. This business, I don't think, is for the thin skin. You know, you come out here, you go to acting classes, you pay for them, you get them for free, you hustle to get you acting classes. You don't know much about the business. You go on auditions, you audition, you think you create your own, and then you don't get called. You don't get any call back. And the one thing that I truly hate about this business is, if you don't know the individuals doing the casting, you don't get much feedback. So you don't really know where you place. You just may not be getting these roles, you know, for the first 2 or 3 years. And that can be discouraging, and you're thinking, damn, am I wasting my time doing this? You know, should I be doing something else? Should I maybe focus on getting a regular job and being real about my dreams? You know, you don't get much feedback. You don't hear, well, you know, actually, Tracey, you were really good. You just didn't get the role because somebody with a big name came along. Or, you know, you made it to our top 3.
Well, there's just so much to say about Tracey Dukes concerning his acting and his life. We're going to post up a few of his links in our video description box. We invite you all to check him out. And we here at the Great American Spotlight wish Tracey the best of luck with his acting endeavors. Well, this concludes our show. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely invite you to like this video. I definitely want to hear your comments and your feedback. So write in that comment box. And please be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I love all of y'all. Bye now.